It is the Studio Series Bumblebee movie concept art version of Rumble, the Decepticon. Now, Bumblebee had some really cool homages to the original G1. We got a lot of toys, but concept arts, it's kind of cool. I don't recall if Rumble was actually in the movie. I don't think he was, but it's cool that we get one that's based on what they would have done with this particular toy. And I'm going to go through this. I'm Captain Kyle. If you don't know who I am, welcome. If you do, welcome back. But I'm going to go through them bit by bit and see if this little guy is good for your collection. Be right back. All right, now sometimes I pull a knife because I need to slice the side of the box. But I do want to say the box is very nice, even though it is that open window stuff where people can touch your toy before you get to it. And it's got pictures of him in both modes on the back. Now, it doesn't look like he's a cassette per se. He looks like, you know, a box. But there were box Transformers in War Dawn that were just stacked on top of transports, and then they transformed and basically killed a bunch of people. So you come from a long line of killers there, Rumble. So let's pop him out of this cardboard prison. There he is on his background, which looks kind of Cybertron-ish in the background, and he's attached by plastic. So this is not plastic-free packaging. We have instructions, of course, and of course the shitty piece of paper that tells me not to feed this to a 3-year-old, like I would. Box can go over there. Let's get out the snippers and make a mess on my table by freeing him from these plastic restraints. But like all of you, I was psyched when I saw the Bumblebee movie in that opening scene on Cybertron with all those Transformers that I grew up with and are just classics. There he is. He's just a little guy. Let's get his weapons out of here. And by all means, glory in what this guy looks like while I clean this shit off my table. Yeah, there's a trash can down there, don't worry. All right, so there he is. He seems to have pile drivers on his arms. See if I can zoom in even a little closer so you can get a really good look. And not even looking at the instructions yet, the pile drivers have a hinge. So it looks like maybe, it looks almost like an elbow. So I don't know if that's something, just looking closely at this guy, I guess his fists are inside the pile drivers. Let's look at the instructions, shall we? There's not a lot of them. Okay, so it's showing here that you can take these wonderful weapons and plug them into his back, which is in line with the original. There he is with these weapons plugged into his back, and he falls over. He does have tiny feet, which means he wears tiny shoes and nothing else. I'm not saying that he doesn't wear anything. You know what I mean. Doesn't mean anything else. He stands at a whopping, if you count the weapons, 2.5 inches. If you go from his head, it's more 2 1/4. So apparently this is a concept. So he's got the pile drivers out. He can cause some earthquakes, but he's not able to hold his weapons in his hands. Unless there's something I'm not seeing. At least there's no official way. I'm sure someone will figure out something. I wonder if his original weapons will go on there. Maybe I'll grab one and we'll take a look. Yeah, not seeing any way to attach the weapon to this pile driver. So there he is. I am very curious to see if the original Rumble/Frenzy weapons would fit on over his pile drivers. So we're gonna find out. And I figured since we got him, we might as well take a look at some scaling, because you might be curious how tall he is in comparison to the original Rumble. I call him Rumble. The box, the package, it all said Frenzy, but the cartoon called him Rumble. That's what I've gone with my entire life. I know there's been debates and debates and debates, and the comic book actually had him as Frenzy, but I go by the cartoon. That's how I roll, and recently Hasbro has come out in favor of the Blue Rumble. So what can you do? But there they are. I'm gonna try to turn it slowly because neither of them have very big feet, but you can see them from all angles. And the guns on the back are obviously a nod to him having guns on the back. Now, speaking of guns, let's take this gun off. You can hang out right here. See if we move this forward. Can we actually put this over the edge? Doesn't really stay. Sideways? Other sideways? I'm afraid the experiment is a failure. It goes over, but it won't really stay. If you try to push it down too much, there's a little bit of flex of the plastic. So, sorry dude, can't outfit you with those weapons. We'll see what we can do, you know. Maybe you can hold Megatron. Everybody fingers that fucker. But one last view of them side by side. This time I have Rumble's guns both on his back, so they're equivalent. He's not so jealous now. All right, let's check out his alt mode, his data storage cassette mode. I don't know what he is. And it doesn't really seem to say anything about what that alt mode is, but it probably fits inside Soundwave. So, all right. So those hinges are for something. Oh wait, see, if Sky was here, she would have stopped me. Posability. I'm so sorry, guys. Real quick, full toes up, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He can kick forward, he can kick back, and of course, side kick. No twisting at the waist. Arms with the pile drivers go all the way around, and he can also bring them kind of out to the side. He can raise them up so he's covering his ears with his shoulders. They go forward. You have these hinges, which are part of the transformation, but you could do weird stuff with them if you really wanted to. You could be like, I'm gonna get you in a big hug. The head turns all the way around. He's got nice red eyes. Don't you just love somebody with red eyes? Beautiful red eyes. Judges love red eyes. Get that reference. Then, yeah, you are old like me. But I'm not so old, Sonny, that I can't bend you over my knee. Okay, that's just getting way too out of hand. All right, so yes, good posability. Back to the transformation, already in progress. It transforms in 11 steps. They're not difficult steps so far, and apparently the guns incorporate into the alt mode, or at least one of them does. You can use either gun for this purpose. I missed having to flip him over before putting the gun on. Easy fix. So there he is. He's a thingamabob. A who's-a-what's-it. Thingamajig. Want to make sure he's nice and in focus so you can see every bit of this, whatever it is. He's shiny, can probably fit inside of Soundwave. Not really a cassette per se, but maybe trying to get him to focus because he's such a little fella. There we go. He's, this might be how they stored data, or, you know, he's just a Boxicon. Haha. So there he is. I mean, it's a cool thing that we got a concept art version of Rumble. Not loving the fact that he can't hold his weapons, but, you know, it's kind of cool. It's almost like a prototype. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to grab this guy for yourself. He's pretty much available in retail stores. You can, of course, go to your local retail store. If you want to brave those people walk through the aisles of Walmart, you feel free. You're braver than I. No, I go to Walmart all the time. I have no fear of Walmart. But again, there he is, and he's a fun little guy. I'm probably not going to keep him in this mode. I think I will put him back in his robot mode, which is not a lot of steps, and he'll stand proudly next to this Rumble. What'd he say his name was? Rumble. Oh yeah, that's right, that's my name too. So I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them. And like I said, link in the description, but while you're mulling over this guy, you might actually want to check out his dad, but in Masterpiece format. We have a Masterpiece knockoff of Soundwave right over here. Check out that video, it's very cool. And lots of Sky in it, because she's, I don't know where she is tonight. But we will see you next time. And as always, have fun and good hunting.